Is structure important? I think so. I think structure is important, but not the end all be all. What I mean is, it don't matter what structure you pick. So I pick a basic, very basic structure. So I see this here, this high, this body is over this, and then once it's closed over by the body of another candle, I say this is a breaker structure. And then if this were this low in between these 2 points, if this low here is crossed, then it would be a change of direction or a change of character. Well, otherwise, I would keep labeling this. So I use the highest closed candle that then gets closed under. So this is the highest closed candle or highest body candle. 549965. Open 599. So this black one actually is. So this black one gets closed under here, and then it is closed above here. Its high is closed above over here. So I consider that another break construction. So I consider this to be bullish. So what's the next one that does it? So this one is a close of 705. This is an open 700. So this body is higher than this one, and it gets closed under. So I want to take it from this high over to this close. We get this here. Now, that means that, again, this is a protected low, protected low, protected low, protected low. Right here, we get a change of character. This is a change of character. Or technically within my structure. What does that mean? Theoretically, everyone else will tell you that means prices should come down. Change of character. And then, well, we get right back here. We get another change of character. So technically, price flipped up and then it flipped down here. And then it flipped right back up here. Right back up here because this became a protected high and then it got crossed. And then we will proceed from there. So this one doesn't count as another breaker structure because this candle is in question for setting it, but it was not closed under. So we can ignore that little section of price. Then we get here. This candle was closed under here and then it was closed over here. So this is another breaker structure. But then its protected low here was closed under. So we get another change in direction. Okay, so now this one is the lowest one here, and it was closed over here, and then closed back down here, so we had a breaker structure. And then, right, its protected point was just the basic structure that I'm looking for. I don't want nothing crazy or nothing So we gotta change a character here. So what's flip flopping back and forth here? Yada 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 yada. You just need some kind of structure. You need to pick which you want to pick support and resistance. You want to pick support and resistance. You want to pick uh, highs and lows. You want to pick supplies and demands. All these are structures, but the part that really matters is that you pick one. You know, you can pick a structure. As long as it aligns with whatever strategy you want to use, you can use. So we have to change the direction here, which means we should be looking for higher highs and lower highs. So um, we're bullish here. So now we're looking for, okay, so this candle body is the highest to this point, and it gets closed above by this candle. So this is the lowest point. So this gets protected. If this is broken, then we change direction. Okay, just keep it moving. Now, where's the highest one? So this is the highest one that also gets closed under, and it gets closed above. So this becomes a protective point here. If this gets closed, we would change the direction. So in between here, do we get that to happen again? We never actually get that to happen again. So this is the last protective point. It gets closed, so we have a change of direction, right? Did we get that to happen again here? It looks like no. The candle in question is here, but it gets closed up over here, but it never gets closed until over here. So now we get a break of structure here. This was the protective point in between here. This was the protective point. It's never closed above here, so it has to close, not a wick, it has to close. So we changed here. So on and so forth. We can do this and do this and do this. So this is the close. This lowest candle here, it gets closed above by this candle here. Excuse me. That's actually incorrect. That's actually incorrect. We use this one. And then it gets closed up above here. And then it gets closed through. It's this white candle. This white candle is the lowest. And it gets closed above by this candle. And then it gets closed below here. This is another break of structure. So we're just bullish and we're getting new lows here. So all these are protected. So the first one of these that gets taken out, then we have a change of direction. Change of direction. When I say taken out, I mean by a close. So this was close, right? This was close to being closed over. It's close to being closed over, but it never does. We set a new one here. So the lowest one is, let me get this so I can see better. Okay. So the lowest one actually is this white candle. This white candle is the lowest one, right? And so it gets closed over by this candle here. This candle here. Close over it. And then now this candle gets closed. The candle in question gets closed below by this candle here. So now we have another break of structure. Okay, with the lowest candle is this black candle here. It closes below. So if you do like this is body, its body is lower. So it closes at the last three numbers, 335, which is lower than these last three numbers that opened 350. 350. So this candle will have to be closed over and then closed below. We don't have that happen here. We don't get that until right here. This candle is close above here, and then it's close on. So technically that is a break of structure. Yeah. It's not pretty, but that's what we have there. Let's have there. And then we have this candle. So this is incorrect. The indicator that I'm using is incorrect in doing so, because technically it would be this candle here getting closed over by this candle here, and that's a breaker structure there. But it should be this one. It gets closed over here. We should really have a breakish, a new change of direction here, or something of the sort. So, this one doesn't count because this never actually closed over top of this. And the same thing with here. So these look weird, but these never actually closed. At least I don't think. Let me just double check. So the candles in question are this black candle right here, and this black candle, and then this black candle. None of these were closed above. So we don't have, they're all the lowest candles through here, and then they weren't closed above, but they closed under. Okay, so we don't actually have another breaker structure. So our last breaker structure in this window, our last protector point will be this up here. Until, so it's not, zero in a waiting game, right? So if it crosses, if price closes above this high, we will have a change of character. If it does not do that and closes below this actually white candle down here, then we would have a breaker structure. So this structure that I use isn't the greatest, but like I said, just pick a structure and then rock with it. Is this perfect structure? No, it is not perfect structure. The structure matter. Yes, the strategy is more important. The strategy and discipline is more important. And that's where I get in trouble a lot of times. I'm not gonna lie. Is certain strategies better than other strategies? Yes, but I feel like it's futile. It's minute. It's you know, what's the word I want to use? It's futile. Like to differentiate between the two. So even right here, this looks close, but this isn't quite cigar. This is probably a breaker structure in situations on a lower time frame, but not on this time frame. We're on a 1 minute here. So right now we're in a waiting pattern.